Hey guys, it's Blade again from Cardi Security. Today we're looking at a Kenwood under-seat sub, the KSC-SW11. Now we've already done a quick Instagram reel video regarding the Kenwood under-seat sub range. We've had quite a big review and loads of questions being asked regarding these, so we thought we'd do a bit more of an in-depth video. Now what we're going to do with this one, we'll unbox it, we'll show you the contents, we'll show you how you would fit it, and then we'll also go out with the sub physically and have a look and see if it will fit into certain vehicles. So let's get this unboxed. Okay, so we have the contents of the box unwrapped. So we have a few things here, not too much to it really. So like always, you have an instruction manual. We have a few wires, which I will open up and show you exactly what they are. Just a few bags of wires. You have the controller on a wire as well, which again, I'll open up in a second. So let's focus on this, the sub itself. This is an 8-inch driver. Now it's an oval 8-inch just kind of squashed down, which produces 75 watts RMS. Now it doesn't seem a lot, you just got to imagine this is quite a small package. So 75 watts is a decent amount of power, just to give you a little bit of bass in the car. Now size-wise it's very small. I mean, compared to, let's say the controller, which is very small, it's a very small and versatile sub. You can fit it into most locations. It's one of the smallest under-seat subs on the market at the moment as well. So very, very small, very versatile. And then on the back here, you just have the connections. You can see it there. So you have the main power plug with all the connections those wires go into, which I'll show you in a second. And then you have the controller connection. That's it, that's all it is. And then obviously you can screw the unit down or Velcro it down wherever you need to. But yeah, so let's go into the other bits and bobs here. Okay, so what you have here is 3 different controls. So you have your overall bass volume control, so up and down. So you'll have 0, and then plus to max. Then you have your frequency. So this basically tells you what frequency the sub will cut off at. So it's not going to be playing any higher frequencies. So you got from 50 to 125 hertz. So you would usually want to set that around the 110 to 100 hertz mark, just so you get the decent amount of bass from it. And then the last thing at the bottom here is a phase switch. So if the sub's playing out of phase, maybe you connected the RCAs the wrong way around, for instance, you haven't got to redo it. You just flick it over to 180 degrees so that the sub will basically play backwards, but then it will be the right way around. So this harness here, most of the time you wouldn't need to use it if you've got an aftermarket stereo. You would run the RCAs from the back of the stereo to this harness, which I'll show you again in a second. But if you do have a factory stereo, you can run high level input into this. Now we don't always recommend it because the quality to the sub is not going to be as good. But you have speaker level inputs, so a left and a right speaker level input, and it gives you an RCA into the sub. So that's that there. Now this one here is your main power and everything else. Let's just take it out of the bag quickly. So the long yellow wire is your permanent live to the battery. So you have a fuse integral inside there, which is a little 10-amp blade fuse. So make sure you keep an eye on that, it's not blown or anything like that. And then on the end you do have a ring terminal, just pop it onto your positive terminal on your battery. You will have an earth wire as well. Now you don't want to earth back to the battery, you want to earth to the chassis. And then you have a blue wire here, so that's your remote turn on. So whether you're using an aftermarket stereo, which will have a remote output, or if you're using speaker level input, you'll need to run this to an ignition. And then the other thing there is your RCA input. So again, if you're using an aftermarket stereo, your RCAs are going to come from the sub channel into this, so that this sub can play whatever the stereo is playing, or if you're using high level, these RCAs plug together. That's pretty much it. We'll actually put the physical dimensions up on the screen for you now. But what we're going to do, we've got quite a few cars outside, so we're going to show you how versatile it really is. Follow me, let's go. Okay, so our shop caddy, this fits perfectly behind the passenger seat. You've got loads of space there. We normally do air ride installs in these, and the actual air ride fits behind there. So you've got plenty of space to fit this little thing in there. So maybe you've got a 964, like Bossman Raj, still fits in there under the passenger seat or in the kick panel as well. Or you've got a highly modified track spec M3, still fits in there. Even though this has got bucket seats, it will still fit behind the seat, or even if you lift the seat up, it'll actually drop in there and put the seat on top. and the seat still slides as it normally does. Or you've got a little sporty convertible, you just want a bit more bass in. It still fits under the seat. It is tight, but it does go in there. This particular car, the S2000, has a little void for it to sit underneath in the passenger seat. Okay, so the KSC-SW11. Now this, as you've seen, is a very, very versatile under-seat sub. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be giving you loads and loads of bass in the car. It's literally just for the person that has no other option to put a subwoofer in the car. It's literally just going to give you that little bit of B-line that's going to support the rest of the system. Now, these are in stock, ready to go. You can place an order online or come in store. We do have them physically in stock. Make sure you like, share and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.